Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Stitching with the Sarahs. Welcome. We are so happy to have you here. And if you're new here, let me explain what we are doing here. So, my name is Sarah, and this is my good friend Sarah. And we both have individual floss tube channels. Mine is called Handmade by Sarah W., and hers is called Sarah's Stitchery. We don't live in the same state. I'm down in the South in Alabama. She's up in Ohio, but we are great friends who love to cross stitch together, even though we're miles apart. And we do stitch a lot of the same projects together. And so we thought it would be interesting to come together and make some videos showing our progress on those shared stitches. And we are so excited to show you some great progress on some of our shared stitches today. So, and if you are returning, welcome back. This is the third segment of our Stitching with the Sarahs. And if you're ever stitching along anything with us, you can use the hashtag Stitching with the Sarahs. We have a couple more hashtags we'll share with you throughout the video. But let's just get into what we've been working on. Sarah, you've had an exciting past week. You want to tell us what you've been doing?
Yes, so I just came back from StitchCon. This was my fourth StitchCon. I just love that retreat. It's so much fun. And while I was there, I decided to start something new. One of the floss tubers that attended StitchCon was Marjorie Maid, and she is hosting a Strawberry Moon Stitchathon. She's using the hashtag Strawberry Moon Sal, and the idea is just to stitch anything with strawberries. And so I had chosen this pattern, Strawberry Faire by October House Fiber Arts. And I decided I wanted to start it while I was at StitchCon. While I was there, some friends who were there started it with me, and you started it with me in spirit. And I was on a roll. I started and finished mine, and you started it with me. So let's
Yes.
show our progress.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
Yours looks really good.
Thank you. So let's tell the details. I'm stitching mine on a 40 count vanilla cream by Atomic Ranch. And I used all of the called for DMCs. It does call for some fancy floss, but I used the DMC conversions. And I thought it turned out really cute. How
Yeah,
about you?
it did. So I kitted mine up quickly from Stash. I bought the PDF on the October House website. It was super quick and easy. Got it right on my iPad and I started working on it. And so I'm using an 18 count Zweigart Ada in the color Platinum. And I'm also using all of the DMC, but I'm color completing. So I have completed 3 of the colors so far.
It looks so good. I just realized sitting here looking at yours that I missed one small little thing.
What
You
is
see
it?
how under the strawberry, under your strawberry, there's like a red line?
Yes.
I'm missing mine.
Oh
So I'm
my.
missing like 4 stitches. I need to go back in and finish that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those circles that the strawberry
Yeah.
has covered up and you can just see a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Well,
So I missed like 4 stitches.
it's a good thing you didn't fully finish it then.
And if I had, it would have just stayed like
It
that.
would have been okay. Yeah,
But I
this is
thought this
super
was
cute.
super cute. Yeah.
Hmm.
And if you follow the hashtag online, the hashtag Strawberry Moon Sal, so many people are stitching so many cute strawberry things. So I have a feeling this is not going to be my last strawberry stitch.
Oh, it definitely will not be mine for sure. Yes, and I
Speaking of,
had,
no, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just going to say, speaking of strawberries, do you want to show what I sent you?
That's what I was just about to say. So the reason I was so eager to kit that up so quickly and start that with her, I was not at StitchCon, but Sarah sent me this adorable bag. Okay, look at that. She stitched a strawberry on it for me. And look at this.
Yeah, I made the little zipper pulls. It was my first time making anything like that. I stitched the strawberry on Sarah's bag, but I did not stitch a strawberry on my bag. So Sarah's was so I had given these out as table gifts. These are the It's so
great.
Emma
Mhm.
mini plaid bags or whatever. So Sarah got the only one that had anything stitched on it.
I love
I
it.
didn't even stitch on mine.
I love it so much. And so I got it and I was like, okay, I need some of the strawberry ASAP. And she was like, well, I just started this, so come on. So I was so glad I could get that as a PDF. You know, sometimes you just want to kit something up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So I love
Yeah,
it.
thanks for
Thank
joining me. That
you.
was fun.
Thank you. Yes. I need to catch up now and finish mine.
Oh, you'll get that done in no time.
So that leads us into another. You want to show your what we're keeping this next one in because you got
Yes.
this for me too.
I'm noticing a theme here.
Yes.
All right, I got mine.
Okay. How cute are these?
They're so fun.
I know. I love it. So inside of this is a stitch that we're doing together. This is a stitch along that I'm hosting with Ashley from Paper Crane Yarns. That's my local yarn shop. And this is called Botanical Study Number 1. It's by Petal Pusher. I thought it was interesting that this chart is actually stitched in 2 different colorways that you can choose if you want, which you can always choose what fabric you want, but I like to see it in the light and the dark, as an example before you want to choose your fabric. But we both chose dark fabric, and we're actually both using the same color, but yours is linen, mine is Ada. So we're both using Picture This Plus Dusk to stitch this. Mine is 16 count. What did you do? 30?
Mine's 36 count.
Okay. But we're both using one strand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you made so much progress on yours.
I know. I got those leaves done pretty quick. They did not take that long.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I love that. I love the fabric. I love how sweet these are here. Oh,
yes. I got to see the model of this when I was at StitchCon.
Oh, yeah, you showed me.
It's so pretty.
That was cool.
So now I want to work on this some more.
I know. So we are, let's see, you're using all the fancy floss, yeah?
Yeah, I'm using all the called for Weeks Dye Works.
Okay, I'm only using 2 of the Weeks Dye Works. I'm using Kentucky Bluegrass and Grasshopper, and everything else I'm using DMC.
Yeah, well, if you're going to use a fancy floss, those are the ones to use because those are the ones I feel like that would give you the most bang for your buck.
And that's exactly why I ordered those 2. I looked at the chart and thought, where is it going to matter?
Yeah.
Yep. So that one's been fun.
All right. Well, speaking of fun, this next whip that we've got is full of fun and foolery because it is Tom's Foolery from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. This one is just so funky and crazy and the colorful. So Sarah and I, this was another one that was just kind of like on a whim. We're like, let's stitch that one. Like, I had it kitted up for a while, and Sarah was like, I want to stitch this. And so we decided to start it on April Fool's Day. So we came up with the hashtag Foolery on Fools. And so far, there's a lot of foolery going on in this pattern. It is so fun to stitch. You ready to show it?
Yes.
Let's do it. So as you can see, we're in the same spot here. Some of the things we stitch together, we stay together like this, and other things we kind of work at our own pace, like the first 2 that we showed you. So for this one, we're kind of sticking together, and we had started by doing that whole border. We outlined the whole border, and then we were filling in the border. That got a little boring. So we're like, you know what? Let's start on some of these motifs. So we just like picked out this corner. We're like, let's just stitch everything in this corner. And that I felt like kind of like boosted my motivation to get back to this. And I think it's so stinking cute.
Yeah, I agree.
We're both using the call for DMC, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What fabric are you stitching yours on?
Mine is on 18 count fiber on a whim, cream and sugar, and I'm just using one strand of
And I'm
DMC.
using one strand on 40 count lightning by Needle Bling. So I just think it's so much fun. I cannot wait to get more of those motifs in. So Sarah and I will have to decide where we're going to go next on this pattern.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
it
I've seen a
really
lot of
is.
people stitching it with us too. Like some people already had it started, so they were like,
Yes.
cool, I'm going to pull it back out and stitch with you. Other people, were like, oh, I've been wanting to stitch that. It's a really easy one to kit up. I mean, you can get the PDF download on the Hands Across the Sea website. That's what I did. I think that's what you did too, Sarah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I kitted it up from Stash with my DMCs, and it was just a really easy one to kit up and get started on.
Exactly. Yeah, I love those bright colors too. Oh, they're so pretty. It's so fun to stitch with bright colors because, excuse me, a lot of times, we stitch with more muted colors or darker colors, but pulling out like a bright pink or purple, that is so fun.
Yes. Yes. Not too often you get to use colors like that.
Right. So we started that one on April 1st, but the day before, which was Easter, we actually started this one together, Serenity by Teresa Kogut, and we have a hashtag for this one is Serenity with the Sarahs. And, this is a different palette, but beautiful nonetheless. And so, boy, have we been stitching our little fingers off on this one because, so this is another one that we're sticking together on as far as where we're at. And it really has been helpful to set goals and motivate each other to keep going on it, to get to, the same stopping place. And, all right, are you ready to show this one?
I am.
Okay.
It's so big. I gotta kind of go back a little bit.
I know. All right. So our first goal was to do the house. So we both did that. Then we did the bunnies under the house. That was like our second step. And then this past week, we've been working on the grass and all of those triangles. All of
that was so much stitching.
It really was. Days and days.
Yes.
And lots of time. But like we were saying earlier, now we know how wide about that it's going to be. There's still some border on each side, but now we could go in on the border if we wanted to. We could just stay in this middle section. I guess we'll have to decide.
We could work our way down.
We could.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. Oh, so we're both using the same color fabric, which is fiber on a whim latte, but mine is Ada, 18 count.
And mine's 40 count linen. Yep. And we're both using one strand, right?
That's right. All the called for colors, which is some Weeks, some Classic Colorworks, and DMC. And, I just want to say that it really doesn't matter what fabric you want to stitch on. If you want to use a 14 count Ada or a 20 count Ada or a 56 count linen, like whatever your comfort zone is, look how pretty this fabric is.
Right. And side by side, can you tell one is linen and one is Ada? No.
You cannot.
So stitch on whatever makes you happy. Stitch on what you can see and what is easiest for you to stitch on, Because
it's supposed to be fun and enjoyable and your hobby. So, I'm not ever comparing myself and saying, oh, well, you're on linen, so my old Ada over here isn't as good. Never. I love this. Look at this. I love it. I love it. And yours is beautiful. I love yours. And I love that it doesn't matter.
We can do what makes us happy and what we enjoy, and they both look amazing.
Exactly. Love it.
In fact, Even though we're using the same fabric, I love the modeling on your fabric. Yours has a lot more modeling than mine does. So it's
Yes,
interesting to see the differences in the way that the dye lots are,
it
between the
is.
linen and the Ada.
It is. I love how yours is looking though too. Ooh, it's
They
beautiful.
are both amazing.
They are.
I love them.
I do too.
Oh, so it's gonna be fun deciding where to go next with that because this pattern is just so big. Um, there's a friend that we have on Instagram. She is called the Grateful Needle. I met her in person at StitchCon, and she had this stitched, framed, and on the brag table. On
The whole
I was
thing.
amazed. This pattern just came out in March. I don't know how she stitched the whole thing and got it framed already, but it looked amazing.
I know.
So hi,
She
Lori,
is
if you're
awesome.
watching. So
Yeah, I
pretty.
loved watching her progress because it was just like, whoa, ooh, she's going fast.
She's on fire. Oh,
Yep.
and should we show the bags that we're keeping these in?
Yes.
Sarah made these for us.
Yes.
We had to have matching bags for Serenity. It is so pretty. I love the inside
I,
fabric.
I do too.
So
So
it's
pretty.
fun to like not only share projects, but like we have like some of the same project bags too. So that's kind of fun.
Very fun.
Yes. All right. What do we have next? Okay. Next we have this one. It's called Sarah's Sewing Bag by Stacy Nash. And of course we had to stitch it because we're the Sarahs. Um, I remember Sarah sent the picture of this to me and she's like, I love this so much. I want to stitch it. And I'm like, well, then I want to stitch it too because it's got my name on it. So we decided, and this was kind of like one of those ones that was on a whim, right? We're like, you know what? Let's just kit it up and stitch it. So we both kitted it up from Stash. We're using some of the called for and some of like our own floss conversion, which I know you just told this story on your last video, but when we were kitting this up, we didn't have all the called for because I believe it's all called for in Weeks Dye Works. And so we were kind of like doing our own little floss conversion. And when we came back together, we several of them we had converted them to the same DMC, and it was like, okay, great minds think alike here. So let's show what we've got.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Stunning.
another one we've been keeping up with each other on. And it's funny because we started in separate places. I know, again, that you talked about this in your last video. I started up here with this upside down flower, and you started down here with the house, and then we just kind of swapped. And then after that, since we were in the same spot, we're like, okay, let's just keep going together since we're in the same spot now. So the last thing we added was the grass and the deer here.
Yeah.
And I think it looks so pretty. I love it so much.
Me too.
My fabric that I'm using is 40 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. What about you?
I'm using an 18 count LFA Linens Ada, and it's in the color Millstone.
It's so pretty.
I know. I love both of our fabrics. When I pulled this out the other day to show it on my last video, I nearly gasped because I was like, this is so pretty.
I know. Seeing it on camera is just even better.
I know. Yeah. It's stunning.
It pretty much is. And this is a really fun stitch too because like you can see that the flower up here is upside down because that's like the flap of the sewing bag. So that'll be folded over and it'll be right side up when, yeah.
Yeah.
And then here's the back of the bag. So we still have to stitch all of that. So that when we stitch that, that's going to be upside down for us too, because that's going to be down here. But once you assemble the bag, everything's going to be in the right spot and it's going to look amazing.
Yes.
I love
it. I'm going to just cherish that little bag once we have that done and put together. I love it.
Yeah, I hope the assembly of the bag isn't too hard. There's instructions in here. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I am a little nervous about it because I'm a novice sewer. So.
Well, we will get through it together. I promise.
Yes, we will. I'm sure we'll probably have to like do it together, like on video or something, so I can ask you all my questions.
Yes, yes. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next one, we did not start this together. I think when I started it, you were like, "Oh, I have this as a whip," and you were saying, "Oh, you've inspired me to pull it back out." And so we both have been working on it because it's beautiful. And so this chart is Plum Street. It's Blackberry House, and so like I said, we did not plan this as a start together. We didn't start it together, so we are not in the same place at all. But are you ready to share?
Yes.
So there's our progress. You know what's funny? Remember, one day we had pulled this out and we were working on the exact same things and didn't even tell each other until after we had stitched it.
Yep. You've gotten a little farther than me now, but I really want to work on this. And I had even taken the time to do all of this outlining for the vase down here for StitchCon, and then I never touched it at StitchCon.
But you know what? That's okay because you'll need it for another time.
Absolutely. So it is so pretty. What fabric are you stitching yours on?
Mine is on a Picture This Plus 16 count Tyco, and I'm using 1 strand of floss on mine.
Oh, I love your Tyco. I have some Tyco, but yours has a different. Mine has yellowish in it, so yours is very different than mine.
I know.
This is not on Tyco.
Yeah.
But this is on. I believe it's a 46 count color and cotton in the color pewter. And I am using all of the called for colors, except I did change out the gray. I believe it called for Gentle Arts aged pewter, and that was just too close to the color of my fabric. And so you can see that my gray is a little darker than yours because I needed something that was going to stand out a little more.
Yeah.
I changed mine to a Roxy Floss color. I forget what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using all the called for except for 4 of the colors. I chose 4 DMC colors that were just not, that you didn't see a whole ton of them in the chart.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted those pinks and purples and some of the green. So
I think my favorite color in this whole thing is this purpley.
I know that. Let's see. Is that because I think we talked about this.
Yes.
Was that the current?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I know. I love stitching with that. I could do a monochromatic with that.
Oh, that would be a good idea. I love that.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. So I definitely want to pull this back out and work on it some more. It does definitely have some summer vibes to it, so it's so pretty. And you've made such good progress on yours.
Yeah, I'm almost done with this house. I'm going to have to decide what to do with the weather vane because it's over 1. So, and I love it because it's a horse. And I got to decide how to handle that. If I'm gonna.
Yeah, has anybody watching ever stitched this on Ada? What did you do about that part?
Yeah. Curious.
It's so pretty though. I love it.
Even if I leave it out, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know what else you would do.
Yeah, because especially on this fabric, I mean, I can do over 1 on Ada if it's big enough, because I can just kind of make a hole in the middle of the square. I've done that, but this is kind of tight and small, and I don't know if it would look right. So yeah, it's okay.
Maybe you could try it over on a corner of your fabric just to kind of see what it would look like before you tried it. I don't know.
Right. For sure. Well, I think that's all.
I think that brings us to the end. That's all the shared stitching we have for now. I think we've been making really good progress. We try to do one of these videos like once a month. So, we've been making some goals and getting some stuff done. And it's just, even though I say like we're making goals, I don't feel like pressured, like I know like if I for some reason didn't get to whatever we set a goal for, like it's okay. Like, and we could still be friends. Right.
Exactly.
Because it's all about the fun of having that shared stitch. And, when we stitch together, like we will often send each other like pictures like, hey, this is what I got done. And it just, for me, it keeps me motivated to keep going on some of these things, especially like with that last part of Serenity, with that like triangular like banner underneath the grass. That was so much stitching. And I think if I had been working on that on my own, I might have been like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm going to sit it aside. Um, but knowing that Sarah already had hers done, I was like, I'm going to finish mine. I'm going to get mine done. And so it's like, it just kind of gives me that extra push to kind of get some progress on some of these things that I might, lose sight of if I was doing it by myself. So I hope, seeing our shared stitching encourages you guys the same way. Like you don't have to stitch the same things we do. But if you do, we would love to see your stitching. We would love for you to use our hashtags. The hashtags are just a fun way for us to see what you guys are doing. Everybody is welcome to stitch anything with us, whether it's something we're stitching together or something we're stitching on our own. We just love the interaction with you guys, and we always want to make you feel welcome and like you're part of the Sarahs, whether you're a Sarah or not, right? So just a quick reminder, we do have our own Instagrams. Sarah mentioned that at the top of the show. So if you ever have any questions about anything that we've shown, feel free to reach out to us on our Instagrams, or if you have a question about something Sarah showed, you can make a comment on her video. This video is going to be on her channel. It's going to be on my channel. And same thing, if you have a question about something I showed, you can leave a comment on the video on my channel. That way we make sure we see it and we can get back to you with an answer. We will try to leave a very detailed description box, but of course, if there's anything we forgot, please let us know. We're happy to answer your questions. And a quick reminder, if you haven't already subscribed to our channels, we would really appreciate that. Just having those subscriptions, the likes, the comments, just helps us keep our channels out there and more people can see us and have access to our videos that might not have seen them before. And, we just want to share our love of stitching with everybody and make new friends. And so, yeah, that's it, I think.
Yes.
All right. Anything else? Did I miss anything?
I think that's it. Thank you for spending time with us today. We enjoyed it.
Yes. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yes. Bye.
All right. Bye.